Hi everybody, in this tutorial I'm going to talk about how to change the basic settings inside of the Google Classroom. So let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, so like I said, the objective behind this tutorial is to make sure you understand the settings that you can adjust inside of your Google Classroom, obviously to fit your class's needs. All right, now before we get into that, let me just point out that my screen is going to look a little bit different compared to some tutorials. With this, I have a split screen to where I have the teacher view on one side and the student view on the other side. So just to make sure you understand which one is which, the teacher view has my face right there. Plus, you know the teacher view is the teacher because you see the class code. All right. Whereas the student view is this one on the other side, is going to have the pink A right there. All right. So once again, the teacher view right here and the student view on the other side. Okay. All right. So that being said, let's go ahead and talk about settings. All right. So with the Google Classroom, you're going to have two places that you can go to change your settings. And I've talked about this, but let me remind you. The first one is in the top right-hand corner. You see the little gear right there. The other one is if you go into the three-line menu, and then go to the bottom, you have more settings right there. Okay, those settings I'm going to talk about in another tutorial. That's just notifications that you can kind of tweak to your liking. All right. But for today, we're going to talk about these settings right here. All right. So let me go ahead and click into that and show you what you have. All right. So as far as settings, it's broken down into three sections. You have class details, general settings, which is primarily what we're going to focus on with this, and then your grading settings, the settings that will impact your gradebook inside of the Google Classroom. All right. So let me go ahead and go through each one. So the first one is the class details. This one's simple and straightforward. When you set up your Google Classroom, when you first create it, you had the option to fill this out. So you can always go back and add adjustments to your classroom information. All right. The next one is going to be general. This is the one I want to focus on, okay, because it definitely ties into your actual stream. All right. So first off, you have your class code. You can access that in multiple places. You probably figured that one out. The next one is the stream. Okay. So this is the one that I definitely want to emphasize and what I want to talk about. All right. So with the stream, you have three different possible settings that you can use. All right. The default is going to be set up to students can post and comment on your stream. Now, I'm going to be honest, that one I tend to never use because it really is what it says. Students can post and comment on your stream. So let me show you what that looks like. So if I go back to my stream and let's say as the teacher, I want to make an announcement. Hi, everyone. Okay. And post that. Okay, so give it a second, it'll post. I can now go to my student side and let me refresh that so it updates faster. And I'm going to see that post. And the student has two things that they can do. One thing is they can comment on your post, which is fine. Okay, so hi. All right. But here's the thing I'm not a huge fan of. They can actually post something to your Google Classroom stream. All right. So right here, they essentially have the same powers that you do. So they can say, hi, I'm just everybody. There we go. Okay. So they can then post that and everybody is going to be able to see it. So I can update that. So show, and yeah, I can see my post. I can see the student post. Everyone can post. Okay. So that one is an option, but be careful. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and delete these posts by hitting those three dots. All right. So get rid of that one and get rid of that one. So the next option, as far as settings, and we get back to it, might work better. And let me go ahead and update this one too. Might work better for most people. All right. So this next one is students can only comment. All right. So what that means is that they cannot post, as in they will not have this option up here. They can only comment. So let me actually just go ahead and show you that. Okay. So students can only comment. Do that and click save. All right. And then let me refresh the student side. So now, they can't do anything, okay? They can comment though. So if you do something, and let's just say hi, okay, let's try that again. If you post something, they can now publicly comment on your post. And let me update that. And there we go. Okay. So they can no longer post their own information, but they can comment. All right. So the last one, and I think you get the point by now, is you can set it up to where only you have the power to publicly post or leave a comment. So let me go back to it. So if you go right back down here and click on this one, only teachers can post and comment. So especially if I have a classroom where kids are going to kind of use this the wrong way, usually I'll block it off like that. All right. But keep in mind, they can still post private comments to you that will not be blocked. All right. Okay, so real quick, since I'm here, that was kind of the main thing I wanted to cover, but let me just kind of highlight the other settings that you have. The next one down is classwork on the stream, and this is just asking you how you want it to be viewed, okay? So there's two options with this. The first one is condensed. So essentially in a little package. The second one is it will show the attachments and details, okay? So it'll essentially hit the microphone, open that up for you and show everything that you have attached instead of you having to click into it. Okay, so pretty straightforward. You do have the option to show deleted items. I've never done that, but maybe that's something that you want to do. All right, the final thing inside of the settings is the grading, and you can set up a grade calculation inside of the Google Classroom. All right, but keep in mind that Google Classroom is not going to just connect to Infinite Campus. All right, I guess due to security issues. But yeah, so as far as using this, very straightforward, kind of similar to tools that you've used like Infinite Campus. You can choose to have an overall grade. You can weight it by category. You can add categories here, say formative, interim, and summative, and then choose whether to show or not show students that overall grade in the Google Classroom. But once again, as far as using this, being that the main program is Infinite Campus, I just use the Google Classroom to store everything, and then I typically manually export those later on. All right. Okay, so those are just and yeah, we'll just discard that. The basic Google Classroom settings, and really a good way to adjust how you use your stream in your Google Classroom.